Donkey Kong. Yeah, we all love Donkey Kong. How could you not love this guy, especially when he starred in some of the greatest games of all time? So what we're gonna do is take a look at some of the Donkey Kong games and see how they evolved over the years. Let's start with the original arcade version. This is the first Donkey Kong game ever made. Now, this game wasn't actually meant to be Donkey Kong. Yeah, what happened was Nintendo was trying to make a game based on the hit cartoon character Popeye. The whole design would have been the same, but instead of Donkey Kong, this would have been Brutus, Pauline would have been Olive Oyl, and Jumpman, who later came to be Mario, was supposed to be Popeye. But a licensing issue put a stop to that game, so instead Miyamoto used his own original characters for the game, Donkey Kong, Pauline, and Jumpman, and the game became Donkey Kong. It was a huge success, and because of it, Nintendo actually went on to make a Popeye game in 1982, which is a classic in its own right. Now, when you really think about it, if there was never a licensing issue on the original Popeye game, we wouldn't have had Donkey Kong or any of the classic games he starred in, like Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong 64. We wouldn't have had any of that, and a lot of people think that Donkey Kong is from Mario. Well, actually, it's the other way around. The original Donkey Kong game was actually Mario's first appearance. So whether you like this game or not, you still gotta appreciate the history. Alright, now let's talk about the game. You play as Mario, who's referred to as Jumpman in this game, and you're trying to rescue Princess Pauline from Donkey Kong. It was one of the first games to have multiple screens, and was also one of the first games to have a storyline based on the characters. Sure, it's common nowadays, but back then, this was pretty innovative. Even though it's so simple, it's actually one of the hardest classic arcade games I've ever played. Yeah, it takes quick reflexes and a lot of skill if you want to get to the top. The game was ported to just about every home console at the time, such as the Atari 2600, the Atari 7800, and the Commodore 64. The two best ports of the game to me is the NES version and the ColecoVision. I don't know why, they just feel more comfortable, so check them out. There was a sequel in 1982 called Donkey Kong Jr. It picks up where the last one left off. Mario just captured Donkey Kong and put him in a cage. So you play as Donkey Kong Jr. in this game, and the mission is to rescue Donkey Kong from his cage. Mario attempts to stop Donkey Kong Jr. and putting obstacles in his way. When DK Jr. succeeds at the final level, Mario falls straight to the ground. I guess this is before Mario learned all his tricks and everything, and it's also one of the only games to have Mario as the bad guy. Like the original game, it was ported to just about every home console at the time. Overall, it's a pretty fun game, so check it out. Now, after Donkey Kong Jr. came out, there was Donkey Kong 3, which was released in 1983. So, let's check it out. Okay, Donkey Kong 3 was released simultaneously for the Famicom and the arcades in 1983, and later was released for the NES in 1986. When I first heard of this game, I wondered what happened to Donkey Kong 2? But Donkey Kong Jr. is technically considered 2, I guess. But anyway, let's talk about the game. Basically, you just shoot missiles at Donkey Kong's butt. There's not that much to it, and it's not as good as the previous versions, but it's much better than Donkey Kong Jr. Math. Oh man, let's take a look at that. The music on the title screen is good, but that's about it. Everything else sucks. When I'm playing a game, school needs to just stay away, alright? That's the whole reason I'm playing a game, is to not think about school, because school sucks and it's boring. Games are fun. Learning is not fun. No one wants to learn while they play video games, alright? Not even a 2-year-old. Alright? So, screw Donkey Kong Jr. Math, because it sucks. Alright? So, after that, there wasn't a new Donkey Kong game until 1994, when Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo came out. So, let's check it out. Oh man, Donkey Kong Country. This is one of the best games on the Super Nintendo. The story here is fairly basic. Captain K. Rool has stolen Donkey Kong's banana hoard, and Donkey Kong wants it back. The gameplay is awesome. It's so addicting that it's insane. You start out with Donkey Kong, but then when you throw one of these DK barrels, you get Diddy Kong as well. Donkey Kong is a lot stronger than Diddy and can kill certain enemies that Diddy can't. However, Diddy Kong on the other hand can jump higher than Donkey Kong, so he's extremely useful in certain areas. The game never gets boring because there's so much variety of levels and stuff to do. There's all sorts of items to collect along the stages. First, you got your bananas. These are the equivalent to Mario's coins and Sonic's rings. When you get 100 bananas, you get an extra life. In different levels, you need to use different tools to get across. Some of them are tires, light switches, and ropes. This all adds to the challenge of the game. There's also a ton of bonus levels in the game. Each are spread out throughout the level. They can be out in the middle of nowhere or hidden. Okay, is this pit gonna lead me to a bonus level, or is it just gonna kill me? Yeah, that's what you'll be asking yourself at times throughout the game. There's a lot of times where you gotta take leaps of faith, but most of the time they lead somewhere, so it's all good. Then you have your animal friends. These guys can help you destroy enemies easier, find bonus levels, and reach new heights. There are 5 of them. There's Rambi the Rhino, Espresso the Ostrich, Winky the Frog, Enguarda the Swordfish, and Squawks the Parrot, who sadly is only in 1 level. And the bosses are fun too. Each boss is basically a giant version of an enemy in the game. All of them require you to bounce on it or throw barrels while trying to avoid its attacks. The graphics are amazing in this game. I love looking into the background and seeing all the detail. It's so awesome, and it really pushes the SNES to its limits. And don't even get me started on the music, because it's so awesome. Whoever made the music for this game is a genius. There's so many catchy tunes, and it's just so awesome. Overall, this game is just amazing. It's so amazing that it even spawned its own animated TV series. Yes, that's right. Donkey Kong Country, the animated series. It first aired in France on September 4th, 1996, and went on for 2 seasons, ending in July of 2000, with a total of 40 episodes. It kinda reminds me of Jimmy Neutron. It's kinda silly, but it's still pretty neat though. Check it out. There were 2 other Donkey Kong Country games on the Super Nintendo, and they're both pretty good, and they improve some of the flaws that the first game had. But this video will go on forever if we look at those. So the last game we're going to take a look at is Donkey Kong 64. Immediately it starts up with this catchy rap about Donkey Kong. It's pretty awesome. The task is to obtain 200 plus bananas that have been stolen by King K. Rool. In this game, you have a choice of controlling 5 different Kongs: Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Tiny Kong, Lanky Kong, and Chunky Kong. The gameplay is really fun in this game. The controls take a little bit of time to get used to, but it's easy after a little bit. And if you own Super Mario 64, then it should be no problem at all. The graphics in Donkey Kong 64 are really good, and they really push the N64's capabilities over the edge. Also, the music and sound effects go great with the game. Overall, it's one of my favorite N64 games of all time. It's not as good as Donkey Kong Country, but it's way longer and it takes care of some of the flaws that Donkey Kong Country had. So, check it out. Well, that's Donkey Kong. So, I'm Twisted Nick, and I'll see you later.